Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today we're going to do another fun little mock-up video. We, in one of our Week of the Life videos, you guys may remember, we did a little bit of early spring picking, and we bought a bunch of parts and we got this kind of partially started Coupester project that is pretty bitchin'. And I think with a little bit of help from our parts stash and our creative eye, I think we can get this thing as a roller and set up so that someone can take this along to the next step. We're preparing for spring Charlotte and Carlisle. We're gonna have a couple of project cars this year, as well as all the great rare early Ford parts and speed equipment stuff that we always have. We're bringing along a couple project cars for people that they could potentially pick up. So we're showing you kind of the condition of this, some of the neat modifications that are done, and most importantly, get this thing mocked up and looking cool. Go.
Looser.
Well, it doesn't steer the one way. Remember?
Oh, right.
Throw that one on top of this one.
Yep.
Ready?
Ready when you are.
Lifting with my legs. Right. That's pretty much where it needs to be. Give me a push from that side. Help me steer it out of there. And that way.
All right.
Pull the stuff out of it.
Yep. There's more water coming out of it.
Pull the cart out. Everything. Rear wheels in. Okay. These are the best wheels. Now we can get our wheels and tires. Just for now, and then Mike, I think, has the proper. Go find some lug nuts.
Yep. Oh, you got it.
Centered. Well, we can probably get off the jack stand, and if we have to rock it on the spring to get it.
Are you upright?
No. I gotta let me jack up the whole rear and get the whole thing. We'll get all the jack stands out. Hold on, we're still. Oh boy, that's probably. All right, so what we need now. I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna probably have to get the wishbone so it can touch the frame.
Okay.
Before it'll lift everything. There we go.
All right. Watch yourself there. You're very strong. Out.
Yep. Other sides. Here we go.
And out.
Spring found its home. The reason it's sitting so low, we gotta push down on the wishbones or jack up on the car and shove a piece of 2x4. So we gotta get a 2x6 to shove in there
Right.
now. I'm hoping that's enough. Go right behind the jack. How long is that? We'll just cut the excess.
You got plenty on this side. I still got another foot hanging out here.
Well, how about this? How about I go push it as forward as we can get it?
Yep.
Oh,
We're pivoting on the jack there.
oh yeah, okay.
I'm right at the end of the body line in the frame.
I'm gonna go, yeah, me too. So I'm gonna go right to there,
Yep.
and then we'll cut the excess off.
Yep.
All right, watch your fingers.
Gotcha.
Should.
Everything settled down a bit there, didn't it?
Yeah, it's still probably sitting a little low. But
Yeah.
is it, All right, so we got some proper wheels and tires mounted on this thing, and it's already looking pretty bitchin'. These little front skinny tires I've been saving for myself, but decided to donate them to the project. Definitely gets it looking a lot better. So what we're gonna do is this front axle we got had split wishbones already. So we're gonna just we made up some quick, this is just to roll it around safely. Just some angle iron brackets so you can put the tie rod through. So I'm gonna tack weld them onto the frame with the Eastwood MIG welder, burn them on. And mainly we're just trying to get, you know, the profile there, which I think it's very much starting to look like a 50s, kind of like an early to mid 50s or even early 60s style car potentially, but it's getting the look. So Mike's grabbing a flathead and a trans for us to put in here. We grabbed out of the stash some flathead speed parts here, so they're going to be going on it. I think this car deserves it. So we're going to tack on these mounts and then wait for our engine to show up and get that mounted, and we'll be moving right along on this thing. It's looking super cool already. There we go, fishbone mounts. All right, so Steve made some temporary brackets here to mount the mandatory 32 grill.
Do you want to use the spacers or you want to just?
I'll just hold it for you.
Okay.
Or, yeah, we use the spacers, sorry. Our highly accurate
Right.
grill spacers here, a set of Smitty muffler boxes with a piece of 3/4 by 3/4 tubing. And that gets us about where we need to be. Oh yeah, that's pretty much right it. Especially once we... Oh yeah, we gotta get that sucker center.
Yeah, I gotta try and at least aim for the center there.
Alright. Gotta get some handprints on this to get this paint dirtied up, so...
Yeah, gotta ugly it up some.
Work for you there?
Oh yeah.
Use your other hand, huh?
Yeah.
I'm trying to push it in for you.
Am I going the right way? Yeah, I'm going the right way. Fiberglass is tougher than I thought.
I pushed on the back of it for you.
Uh-huh.
You need that direct force on it.
Needed a little more.
How are we uncentered? We can't have this. This is highly accurate.
Yeah.
Looks okay. Looks a little crooked. Got to put the level on it.
Which way it need to go?
I can't tell. The car's crooked.
Everything's crooked.
I'm standing crooked. Might be on my wood leg. I don't even know. I guess it's okay.
The brackets are pretty
Adjustable.
Yeah, pretty much
I'm
adjustable.
going to lift up just a tiny bit on this side.
All right. There we go.
Oh yeah.
In there.
Magic floating grill. Take my Smitty mufflers back.
Oh yeah. Gotta have that.
Mike shows up and does all the easy work. We're rolling around on the ground. Let me throw these two headlights on real
I
quick.
brought an engine for you. I loaded that in the bed of my truck by myself.
With a forklift.
I had to roll it off of a pallet onto another pallet. There we go, boss.
Go up some more.
Not really, no.
Good.
Be a little high there.
Gotta go that way a little bit. Here we go. A little less. Watch your fingers.
probably.
Must split a little bit from there.
There you go.
See if you get them in there. Oh, look at that.
Go in the next what are we doing here?
Gonna need, let me get the, you want me to get the other jack?
Just about
Hang
there.
on, hang on, I gotta drop this, ready?
Okay. We are, we're basically there.
Pretty close? Oh, cool.
I pulled the front end. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it's looking. I can spring the front end like this way. How's it look with the engine there?
Probably needs to come forward a little bit more. That's probably good there.
We have to take our grill off, so.
Yep.
But we want it to go in kind of that way,
Yep.
so that.
Good.
That shows. Well, maybe not.
Right?
I'll go down. Could have left that. Could have left that lower firewall.
That would have helped you too, wouldn't it?
Hindsight. Well, at least it's a recess, so we don't have to worry about hitting the belt.
Exactly, yeah. It's definitely gonna be easier to fit. Right there.
We need the car to come. Forward. There we go. So now we're getting to the point where we're probably going to want to put a floor jack under the trans.
Gotcha.
Is that helping now?
Yeah, it's done the right way. It's just gotta go up a bit more. All right, hang on a second there. Can you swing it towards like putting it in there? All right, can you push it straight back? Using my weak hand here.
Yeah, we're on the firewall, so I can't
Yeah.
because we're so high.
Oh, there. Okay. Hang on. Let me get a nut on it.
That's by your head. Oh, you got the other.
Yeah, I got one. Come on, fingers. There we go. Okay, you can start sitting her down on there. Shit just about fell in place there, didn't it?
Yep. There we go. Won't go down anymore, it might crush you.
What's that?
So I'm not gonna go anymore, the suspension's dropping down.
I appreciate that.
Special. All right. Oh, yeah, we're lucky because we got one right in town.
Yeah.
So many studs don't line up.
Right. Lucky me.
Hanging down. You can put that intake on if you want. Yeah. This even has any pins.
Nope.
We'll have to do this tomorrow. All right, so Steve and I spent a little bit of time on this yesterday, and we got, this is just, again, for reference, this is just a top that the previous owner had been using for kind of eyeballing the shape of the top. We just stapled it a little better so it wasn't falling off. You can get kind of like the roof line now. It looks pretty cool, actually. We got the engine and trans. This is just a core flathead engine and trans that we threw in, a 59 AB, I believe it is. And we threw some extra speed parts we had kicking around on it to give somebody a jump start. And we have it set in here. So this is how I usually do it. You get your trans mount set, you drop it in, and I just use box tubing with clamps on the frame, and it helps you just kind of move everything around. So now what I'm going to do is just work on making some really simple motor mounts for this thing. We'll get them tacked in place with some biscuits, and then the engine and trans will be bolted into the car. See, Mike got the headlights mounted with the headlight bar, and it's coming together. You can really see the vision. It sits really sweet, actually. I'm pretty happy with how this thing's sitting. This is basically how I think it should sit. Maybe a couple leaves in the rear to add, you know, get it up a little bit, which is no problem because we just have a single leaf, but it's right there. So looking good. So we'll get these few things done, and then we'll kind of walk around the car a little more and show you in detail the car. Alright, so bent up these simple pieces out of some 1/8 inch steel, and we're going to eventually shape them, give this corner will get lopped off, but basically this will give us the full width of the frame where it's mounted, so you have a whole area to weld along the bottom there, and then this front edge, like I mentioned, you can just kind of shape it to give it some make it look a little less bulky, but basically that's what we're going for. Factory biscuit mount will kind of go underneath of it like that, and that should get us basically what we need right there. So I'm going to get this all set up and shaped, and then we'll square the engine up, and I'll get this all tacked in place and holes drilled, etc., etc., and then this engine will be bolted in and hanging in the frame on its own. All right, so I got the motor mounts all tacked in place, and the engine and trans are sitting where they need to be, which is really great. So pretty much all the hard to do stuff or hard to figure out stuff has been done on this car. Again, this is another one that is kind of just disassemble and do your, put some tabs and brackets and things, but it's not too bad. So I don't know if we showed this car really in depth what's been done to it. So it is an original 32 frame that has Model A cross members front and rear installed. It's been boxed. It has the original 32K member is still in it, so we ended up putting a 32 to 4 trans with a 32 mount on it and bolted that right in, and then set the motor mounts in there. The frame has been pinched for a Model A, so it all fits the 28.9 Model A pretty well, and you can see that everything fits good, but there's still a little bit of original paint on there, which is kind of neat. I just threw together some temporary wishbone mounts. I don't know if you're going to want to run this front axle, so we literally just took some angle iron, drilled a hole, and I tack welded it on, and that just gets it so you can roll the car around. Obviously, whatever you do with it, you'll have to set your caster and stuff. If you change wheels and tires or you change your wishbones, you may need to change that, and I don't want to do anything too permanent. So the body, what's interesting on this body, it's super cool. He welded a 33.4 Cabriolet windshield frame on here. And we only noticed that because Mike has a Cabriolet, and we're looking at it, we're like, something's different on this. It looks really cool, but what is it? And we looked at his car and we realized it has a slight curvature to the top of the windshield frame. And it still takes, the opening is still a 33.4 windshield frame. So you can either take a Model A bottom and a 33.4 top and fit them together, or a 33.4 Cabriolet frame, and then you can just, I think it's been chopped a little bit.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, so you'll have to chop it down. But either way, it gives a really cool profile. I think Model A's are like straight up and down. So this has like a little bit of a slanted pillar to it, which looks really, really bitchin', I think. Inside the car, they boxed everything in. It's got all new floors, sub rails and stuff installed. I think there's a little bit of original sub rails in here, but all the metal work has pretty much been done in it. Wheel wells, patch panels. It's amateur work, but it's all been done, and it's solid, which is really good. Obviously, your front floor pan, these were originally wood in these things, so you'll have to figure that out if you want to make a metal one, or you can put the original style wood one in. It does have a setback street rod style firewall in it. I think he was going to do possibly like a small block or something. It's the only one we had laying around, so it just literally bolts in. You could put a stock 28-29 firewall back in here by just unbolting a couple bolts and throwing that in there, or if you decide you want to do like an overhead valve engine, you can easily swap it. The engine we have in here is a 59 AB. It's a core engine that we got actually at like Hershey a couple years ago. I got it. Looks like a pretty good engine. It just needs to be gone through. It has a couple studs that are broken. We kind of sweetened the deal by throwing on Edelbrock Super 2.2 with some thick skin marine heads. This is just some stuff to get somebody going. The shell is fiberglass, but again, it's good for mock-up. Has this cool 32 dropped headlight bar, or headlight bar that somebody made, like a floating headlight bar. I just tack welded on the frame because you may want to move it around, and it's just on there kind of so we can move the car around. Has some BLC headlights on it, which are really neat. And the top is kind of like a mix of a custom made top. It has an original Model A bow in the back. He added a bow here that is custom made, that is actually a metal bow, and you can show on this side it's adjustable. So there is a clevis there. You can thread it up and down, which is pretty ingenious. So you can raise the top. This bow, you can actually change the height of it to kind of give it the profile that you want. Obviously with no padding in here, it's all hollowed out, but I think when this is all padded and filled, it'll look really good. The bows are all there. We just literally like stapled some stuff together because he was just using this canvas to get like a shape. So we just kind of stapled it together and clipped it in and screwed the wood bow he had at the bottom piece around the back. We just screwed that all in so it's there and it's not flopping around. But it gives you an idea of what he was going for when he was building this, like a neat like show rod kind of look. Deck lid is an a Brookville reproduction without louvers. I did swap this for my roadster. Sorry. But again, trunk metalwork's all been done. It's got the lip or the hump there for the Model A cross member in the back. Rear panel is brand new, reproduction, and it's got this cool little roll pan in the back that you made. So it's got that really cool little roll pan that you can hang your license plate down low. So smooth wheel wells in the back. It's got some neat tricks done to this thing that, like, I think it'll be a very unique car. And it's probably one of the better, like, cabriolet / sport coupes turned into a roadster that I've seen. I think with a padded top, this thing will be super, super cool. The rear end we have under it is just a 46/8 rear. We put a Model A main leaf on it. It just has a main leaf for now to hold the car and kind of give you an idea of height. Obviously, you want to add a handful of leaves just so that it sits up a little bit higher. But wheels and tires, we just threw some 15-inch wheels and tires we had laying around. But obviously, you'll want to put whatever you want on there when it's done. So that is kind of the gist of the car. It's this thing will be really, really fun for somebody to put together. After we mocked it up every time, I'm always like, we should build this. I love this car. And this one's no different. I think it'll be really, really cool and something special when it's done. And this is definitely one of these cars that's kind of, it's going in the direction of almost like the Sweetheart Roadster era of cars. And it could definitely be a 50s or 60s style car pretty easily. And it's at a good turning point where you can kind of make that decision. So again, this one will be for sale. We're going to have this listed on IronTrap Finds on Instagram. We'll probably fish it out there a little bit on the internet, but eventually we're planning to take this to Carlisle and have this at our booth if it doesn't sell beforehand. But we wanted to show you another fun one of mocking it up and putting these cars together. It's just cool to document this stuff and show the transformation from literally a body and a bunch of parts laying around and no wheels and tires to something that sort of looks cohesive in a couple of days. So if you guys are interested in the car, you want to learn more, irontrapgarage@gmail.com. You can hit us up, or you can look it up on IronTrap Finds, Finds on Instagram, and we can give you a little more information, price, all that kind of stuff, and go from there. So thank you guys for following. Appreciate it. Catch you later.